One late afternoon, I invited some of my friends to play Sonic R. As we turned on the Sega Saturn, we were excited for our racing tournament. As we were at a character's selection screen, I chose Tails Doll for humor. Most of my friends were laughing as they chose Metal Sonic, Metal Knuckles, Mecha Eggman, and Super Sonic. Later on, I won all the races since I was an expert at this game. We realized time flew by and so many friends left. I still felt like playing video games, so I inserted my Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing disc into my PlayStation Free. Me and my friends played a couple of races online, and a message popped up on my screen coming from a user Nick called Tailsdoll. As I opened it, it said, "Thank you." For what? I sent him a message back to this user. Tailsdoll then sent me another message saying, "You won first place with the Tailsdoll. I was watching you." I got freaked out for a second, thinking something was watching over us as we were playing Sonic R. Another message from Tailsdoll saying, "Can you feel the sunshine?" and sent me a friend request, but I didn't accept it because I don't even know who this guy is. I sent all my friends message saying, "Did you see anyone else watching us?" because I got sent a message from a user called Tailsdoll saying he watched me win first place with the Tailsdoll. My friends sent back messages saying they don't know, and with an O, they searched Tailsdoll profile, but it said the profile doesn't exist. I immediately turned off the PlayStation Free and used my laptop to go on the SPSN forums. I made a thread about my message encounter with the Tailsdoll. Users were replying that they also reported getting messages after playing Sonic R with Tailsdoll. An administrator deleted the thread, calling it nonsense, as it was 10 p.m., so I went to the bedroom and turned off the lights and slept. When I woke up the next morning, I found a little paper saying, "Dear Richard, I'm going to kill your friends to show them that they are fools. Sincerely, the doll." There was a little blood stain on where the doll was red. I freaked out and threw it in the trash can, and I had a 1,000-mile stare until I got to school. I ran inside the classroom and screamed to my friends that they'll be killed. The teacher thought I was the class clown, and I got punished with the lunch detention for the day. Before heading to detention, I made sure to head to Priceless Moments so I could take a fat shit. At the lunch detention, one of my peers said that they have heard of the Tails doll after I told them my encounter with it, which made me get chills in my spine as he told me that I'm the Tails doll vessel, meaning that I pleased the Tails doll playing as him in Sonic R. The moment after he said that, the fire alarm rang and we evacuated the school. Smoke was coming from the third floor and it was a real fire. It was coming from my classroom. I came home early due to the fire. I told my parents about the fire, but not the Tails doll. My father told me that my uncle and cousins were coming. Luckily, my uncle was a retired veteran, so I might have some protection from the Tails doll for now. After a few hours later, I told my cousins the entire story, and they didn't believe me, saying that it was a good scary story, but this is reality. Suddenly my cell phone was ringing, and it was my friend saying he was having a party. I got permission from my parents and I headed off to my friend's house. As I got there, we had a great time fooling around, eating like hell, and watching night fights of drunk men. After a while, the doorbell rang, and the music was so loud that we couldn't hear it, so the doorbell rang continuously until I noticed the sounds and opened it. It was my older brother and he had joined at the party. I had a sleepover at my friend's house since it was too late to go home. I woke up at 5 in the morning and Dad found the doll that looks exactly like the Tails doll from Sonic R. Since I had no interest in dolls, I gave it to my little sister when I got home. My guard was down, thinking that the doll conspiracy was finally over. I read my dad's newspaper and I jumped out of my chair when I saw the headlines. It read, "Fire started at Eisenhower Middle School by unknown entity, 3 injured." This unknown entity sounded like the Tails doll, and I become paranoid once again. I decided to be a temporary paper boy until my end of my boredom after breakfast. An hour later, all the papers were delivered, and the days were as quite casual with no school. As I checked the mailbox for letters from my classmates, I stumbled upon a yellow envelope, which is quite unusual. I ripped it open with curiosity, and it said, Your secret killer, it read. My dear friend, I know where you live. I will not kill your friends, but burn their houses instead for even more suffering. Will you play with me? I ran to the nearest trash can and threw it away, and I attempted to clear my mind. Late that night, several fire trucks came to several houses, and I realized that letter was actually telling the truth. For once, school reopened the next day, and what happened last night made it to Fox News that morning. As I entered the classroom, when I came to school, everybody was paranoid just like me, and when school was over, as I walked home, I found a paper saying, I will see you, Richard, on the sidewalk. Then I believed the Tails doll was actually real. I ran as fast as I can, and when I stopped, I saw fresh blood dripping down a storm drain. Suddenly, I became sick and disgusted by the horrific sight. I even ran faster and was inside my home and locked my bedroom door tight. Something was poking on me, so I turned around. Nothing was there. I ran upstairs to my room and the door locked for no reason. Nothing was inside. The lights went out for no reason. I heard loud footsteps coming from the stairs. A red light appeared. The lights turned on. It was a Tails doll. It told me in a demonic voice, I will show you the error of your ways. It took out a knife, but it turned around and floated outside. I closed my eyes in horror as it was killing innocent people. It came back saying, Are you happy knowing that you can feel the sunshine? It got a huge machete and was ready to kill me as well. I locked the door and dropped down from the window. With luck, I landed on my feet. The Tails doll furiously slashed at the door. A piece of the door flew out of the window, and on the Tail doll's dark eyes were staring at me. It threw the knife and it almost hit me. I found a chainsaw and told me I was doing a sacrifice. I jumped through numerous fences, but it was too fast. There was a slight cut from the chainsaw, dripping with blood. I ran through an alleyway, floated straight towards trying to slice me into before it was going to kill me. I found a wooden cross and shoved it in front of it. It burned like it was a bomb and exploded. I lit my way back towards home with a chainsaw and told my siblings an unbelievable story.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.